In this video, I'm going to talk about the new album by the band Stained. They are releasing Confessions of the Fallen on September 22nd, 2023. This is the first album in 12 years. It's one of my favorite bands from the nu metal years. I've always liked this band because they weren't a typical nu metal band. They never incorporated rapping or anything like that into their music. Their lyrics were very well written and emotional. I've gotten through many hard times during those years with these lyrics, and I really felt a connection to them. This is why I like this band so much. I know this is a band that people like to criticize. They're often categorized along with bands like Limp Bizkit, Saliva, or Seether, but for me, this is a very important band. I think it's one of my most anticipated releases this year. The first time I heard this band was in the early 2000s when they had a hit on the radio. This was the acoustic version of Outside. I think it was just Aaron Lewis on an acoustic guitar, and it was labeled as Stained with Fred Durst. But I think Fred Durst just said something like, let me see them lighters, or something like that at the end of the song, or I don't remember, but he doesn't really play a part in that song. I think they just added his name to boost the song's popularity. Then they released a big single, It's Been a While. That was on the radio all the time, and it was on MTV. This led to the release of Break the Cycle, which is probably their best album. It's a really great album and one I always go back to. However, this band has been pretty much inactive over the past 12 years. For the most part, of course. I know Aaron Lewis pursued a country solo career. Michael Mushak joined another band called Saint Sonia. That's another pretty cool band. But now they're back, and I'm really happy about it. There are probably people who aren't happy or don't care, but I am, me personally, I'm looking forward to it. Let's talk about Confessions of the Fallen. The album has 10 songs with 4 singles already released. Most of us have heard a small portion of this album already, but let's get into it. Lowest in Me is the band's first single. It has a classic sound that combines heavy elements reminiscent of their Dysfunction album with catchy verses and a chorus similar to their mid-2000s albums. The song explores the ideas of someone in the narrator's life who brings out the worst in them, like a negative influence, which many people can relate to. This band isn't afraid to get heavy. They use some guttural vocals in the breakdown of the song, and that really emphasizes the point of what they're trying to say. Track 2 Was Any of It Real? This has a modern pop inspired sounds in terms of production, but it maintains Stained's signature style. While it's not a ballad, it falls into the category of laid-back tracks. In this song, Aaron Lewis explores themes of loss, possibly in a relationship, and raises questions about its authenticity. Overall, it's a decent track, though not one of my personal favorites. I still like it. In This Condition is another one of the singles, and I will just come out and say it. The first few seconds of the song reminded me of Nickelback, but it gets much better as it moves along. This is one of those songs that's not as heavy as some of the other songs, but it's not a ballad. This is something more reminiscent of their mid-period with albums like 14 Shades of Grey and Chapter 5. I still like the song, but out of the singles, I think this was one of the weaker ones. Here and Now was the 4th single, and this is one of their typical ballads. This is a really great song. It deals with subject matter that has been used in many rock songs over the years. It's like Cats in a Cradle or that song Bridge by Queensryche. Basically, the song's about a father and son trying to mend a broken relationship. The song is more powerful if you watch the music video. I really like this one a lot. It has a great message, and I really like the music video. Out of Time is more of a classic sounding Stained song, and has a mix of those atmospheric verse sections and harder choruses. The song, he talks about rewriting the story, which infers that he wants to change the past, and he doesn't want all of the glory. It's like he wants to start over again, but he may be, like it says, out of time. I like the song. It's a typical melodic song. It's not heavy, it's not a ballad, and this album has a few of these types of songs. Cycle of Hurting was the second single. This is probably my favorite single out of the four that were released. I really like the line, all my faults are all my fault. Great use of the homonym. You see, I don't only give history lessons, I also drop some grammar rules. So I really like this song. I like how it's catchy. It has melodic vocals, and there's still some of the heavier vocals used. The song is a great message about taking accountability for your own problems. The song has it all. You have melodic vocals, you have heavy guitar riffs. This is their best song in a long time. I would say out of all, I would rank this like in my top 10 Stain songs. So this one I like a lot. The Fray is next, and these last four songs are all album tracks. This one has some nods to the earlier albums like Dysfunction. The intro riffs are heavy, the verses are a little laid back. In the chorus he sings, finding comfort in the fray, the truth inside the lies. So the fray typically refers to a noisy, chaotic, or tumultuous situation. The truth inside the lies indicates like an ability to discern the genuine or authentic aspects of a situation, inferring the desire to see beyond the surface and uncover a deeper truth. I like the song. It has some heavy vocals as well as a melodic sound. Better Days is the second ballad on the album. This one has a darker and moodier feel. In the song, Aaron Lewis sings, someday I will wake up and everything has changed. This line suggests that the speaker envisions a future moment when their life or circumstances will undergo a significant transformation. Then he sings, until then, I will dream of better days. So he's thinking about the future. He hopes of things getting better. It's also a very relatable song, especially for those people suffering from depression. Hate Me Too is one of the harder rockers. It reminds me of something from the Dysfunction or Break the Cycle days. It has a modern sound. The lyrics reflect a state of frustration and self-awareness. He accepts that there's a pattern of finding problems. He cannot understand why these situations continue to arise. The lyrics also speak of the desire for self-improvement or wanting to break the cycle of suffering. I like the song. It's very melodic and has a memorable chorus. The last song is Confessions of the Fallen. This one's very good. It's kind of a heavy song. Still has that melodic feel that most Stained songs have. The song is about someone feeling regret and transformation. It's about trying your best, but still getting a negative outcome. The person also struggles with inner conflict. As we see in the line, the devil on both of my shoulders, indicating a moral struggle of crisis of conscience. In conclusion, I really like this album. Stained are back, and this is a Stained album. They're not really doing anything different. If I have any complaints, the production is a little too polished. The songs are all good. I liked all of them. I don't think it ranks up there with Break the Cycle or Dysfunction, but if I did a ranking, which I will probably do pretty soon, but I'd probably rank it somewhere in the middle. It's a strong album. I like all their albums, so I have to go through them and listen to them again to see where I would rank it. It's solid. Some songs are a little more laid back, but that didn't bother me. For me, it's a solid 8 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you thought. I'll see you in the next one.